It's a good morning for me as the PS in charge of Internal Security and National Administration and the entire ministry, the Ministry of Interior, that we are seated here today to just see how best to support and ensure that one of the key functions within your mandate of coordination is fully aligned with the delivery of the beta agenda. And this, of course, is a culmination of an exercise that the team at the Secretariat undertook while going around the country, meeting the various government officers, of course, led by the regional commissioners, who are all gathered here today. And we want to appreciate the role and the support that your office continues to give to ensure that the services get to Kenyans as it's envisioned. At the ministry, we have worked with the officers in the field to try and make it easy for them to undertake their responsibility. And part of that has included as providing digital gadgets to allow and to enable the officers, particularly the county commissioners, to keep tabs with what is going on the ground in terms of the status of the projects. And we christened this as Project Beta. So working with the National Government Coordination Secretariat, we are much better placed to, in a real-time fashion, know what is going on. And one of the things that the team was able to pick up when they went to the field is that there are components that needs to be enhanced in terms of capturing more information, and also aspects of how that then can be reported and monitored in a dashboard, so that then we are able to keep abreast of what is going on.
We are having this conversation anchored on Executive Order number 2. Of course, there's number 1 and then still number 2, which was issued by the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Ruto, basically getting us to focus on matters coordination and working together and creating the whole of government approach in the way we serve the citizens of the Republic of Kenya. And in this executive order, there is the National Government Coordination Secretariat, and in it as well, it's very specific that this function, amongst others, we must work very, very closely with the regional commissioners, the county commissioners, who are within the office of Raymond, that is the Ministry of Interior. So I want to state by saying that we have had very good cooperation through Professor Kindiki and Raymond in building the synergy. It's not yet perfect, but we have had very, very good cooperation. And it's through this kind of engagement that we can make it perfect in the delivery of services to the country. We therefore want to forge a partnership. I think this is really the message I want to leave with you, that we really want a strong partnership, a partnership that enables the Government Coordination Secretariat and GAO to really pull together as partners and look at the whole of government holistically, particularly up to the grassroots level. That is going to be the anchor for success. we have seen that where government programs have been channeled appropriately through the Ngao arrangement, through that coordination, we receive very good results. I may give an example on the farmer mapping that you successfully spearheaded, which then brought forward a much fairer and effective fertilizer distribution mechanism to the farmers. That is a very good example of what proper coordination can do. And it saved the country millions of shillings, because had it been that this is an exercise going to be done by consultants and other people, heaven knows what it would have cost us to establish that data. The other one, of course, is how you are able to coordinate areas around the drive to achieve the 15 billion trees. You have been able to push very, very effectively when you have been called upon to do so. Let me thank you also as regional commissioners for being at the center of ensuring that the country is largely peaceful and secure. I was throwing a joke the other day when I met Professor Kindiki, and as I was telling him that at times some people don't sleep so that we can sleep. Yeah. So some of you and the role you play is that you keep awake so that the country can rest and wake up rejuvenated the following day. That is not a very, very easy thing to do. But we are seeing greater levels of security in the country, and this is something that we cannot take for granted. So we want to encourage you that your foot on the pedal on that particular issue should remain firm, so that whatever we are talking about here can only be done when there is that secure environment for all the people. There are issues that you bring out in the report around the coordination between yourselves and the county governments. I think this is something, again, that we must constantly look on and establish proper dialogue mechanisms so that we can make that seamless. As we said, these are all Kenyan citizens, picking up from Raymond's remarks. So we need to figure out how to be able to improve coordination in those specific areas. We sent out the team from the National Government Secretariat through Raymond's communication to allow them to come and talk to you in the various fields. The reports I got when they came back were very positive, in the sense that you are very candid and you facilitated as much as you could within the time frame that there was for them to engage with yourselves and your teams. And that conversation is in the form of a report, which I think you will validate through your conversations here and be able to improve on, so that as we go forward, we can become better. What I want to assure you is to say that it is important that we work as one. And this challenge about maybe MDAs operating in a silo mentality, you are feeling it at the ground. But we are also battling part of it, even within the headquarters of these MDAs. So it is something that we must constantly chip pieces off until we eliminate that silo mentality down through to the grassroots level. It would be good to take stock of how best we can utilize resources, bearing in mind that those resources are limited. I also want to echo the fact that regional commissioners, county commissioners, the whole structure around Ngao, it was a central and credible, reliable source of information. When an officer of Ngao spoke, then it truly became that the government has spoken. So on this issue of how do we now look at it in the context of the devolved system and the changes that have come constitutionally, I still believe that there is now an even greater need for that strong and effective communication to come out, so that that credible voice of the national government can also come back into place in terms of explaining government programs and government projects and the resources. So definitely we must push, therefore, for that synergy of all MDAs to speak out and to also share information. They must share information. We are, for instance, looking to a situation where you should be seized with virtually everything that is happening, whether it is in the health sector, education sector. But if information is hidden from you, then it impairs you when it comes to communication. But when the heat comes, they tend to pass the buck to you and say, sasa wewe uliza regional commissioner, ama uliza county commissioner. And yet when the things were brewing, they were keeping you in the dark. So we must find a way of extracting a better working partnership at that level, and then ensuring that we cascade it also up to the smallest unit within the framework of Ngao. We have to live up to the fact that we have a head of state who is very aggressive in pursuing his agenda. Whether it is on the local scene, that is in the country, or whether it is in the international arena, he's very, very aggressive, and he wants things done. So it's not for him to come to our pace, it's for us to catch up with his pace. So it is important that we take cognizance of that particular approach to the Kenya Kwanza leadership, so that we can be ahead of our work. Where we have good tools, like what has been created, the better tool, the one that allows you to get information and access it and share rapidly. I think what we need to do is to pull together so that we also don't spend resources badly, but we can build from what has been developed, and then talk about how to make it better rather than how to create a parallel process.